There's the garden boss. This is the new back garden, which isn't completely planted yet. All that little bits of green stuff you see out there is a summer cover crop that we've planted. It's called buckwheat. It only takes it about 30 days from seed, we won't say harvest, but to harvest. And what that means is we will till that into the soil. It adds organic mass, potassium, and it's great for smothering out weeds because it grows so fast. So that's growing while we're waiting for those zinnia babies that we're getting ready to go visit. That's where they're going to be planted here. To the left of that buckwheat is our corn. We always grow sweet corn for us and the raccoons. And so that'll be up, and I'm hoping that'll be a bit of a windbreak also to the rest of the garden. And then down on the right, we have 3 beds planted. And those are, we call it Libby's garden. It's tomatoes, squash, cucumbers, all of those types of vegetables, and our okra to eat and our ornamental okra. We grow a lot of okra to use as dried in the fall. It's a fabulous flower arranging material. This is one of the beds that's prepared but not planted yet. We make the beds using our 8-horse Troy-built tiller, shovels, 2 people, and we lay the irrigate. We put in our soil minerals, till it, make the sides, lay irrigation, and then lay the film down. And so this is waiting for plants. And that's one great thing about using this fabric or this film, is you can prepare the bed before you're ready to plant. Unlike if that bed didn't have the plastic or the film on top of it, it would be growing weeds right now. Well, no weeds are growing because they can't get light. So that's probably the most exciting thing for us, is we can prepare beds in advance of planting and do a bunch of them. And so the bed here, the covered white bed on the left, are our tomatoes, and we just simply leave them covered. It just gives them more heat, protection from the wind, and it's just a better growing environment. So we'll leave them covered until we're ready to support them with cages or staking. And then the bed on the right is all of those things: cucumbers, squash, watermelons, cucumbers, did I say that? And so this is our little vegetable garden here. And then here to the right is the Gardener's Workshop picnic area. This is where Suzanne, Libby, and Bobo, and Babs and I eat lunch every day in the beautiful shade overlooking our beautiful field. And the ponies that belong to my neighbor, or that board there, are often out here watching us eat. And we're in paradise. So this is our famous little baby nursery. This is where all the babies are born and raised until they're a couple inches old before we move them outside to be planted, or to harden off and wait until they get a little bit bigger before they go to the garden. Today is Friday, and all of these seedlings were started on Monday. There's 7,960 of them, primarily zinnias. This is our second batch of seedlings to be planted out. And then we also have a few other minor things started. We started more basil, which that is what we use for foliage and filler and fragrance. And then we have some grasses started, and this table that you're looking at now is where our heat mat is underneath. This is what really gets our seeds to start so evenly and so uniformly. And this is the basil, and this morning we came out, and this has been born. These were born overnight, and we will move these to light today. And then these trays, you can see, haven't germinated yet. These are some grasses that we grow. And these will stay here until they're born, and then they'll be moved to light. You can see this is why you need light. This is a grass, which is first off very dry, but it was left on this table and it germinated apparently yesterday, and I didn't catch it, so it's leaning to the light of the window, and that's what you don't want to happen. So this will be moved to the light today also. So all of these babies will grow to be 2 to 3 inches tall, and then just because we need more space, we'll move them outside. And this is just a little watering can that we use to water with, and you can see you don't pour it on the blocks, you just gently pour it in and kind of tilt it around. And this is what we do every morning. And you can see some of these are bone dry. It just really depends on how much development's going on and how much water they absorb during the day. And this room that we're in is a 10 by 10 room out in our workshop. And although it has no extra heat, it does have a lot of windows. Between the windows and the heat mat, and the door stays closed during the day, it gets very warm in here. And I attribute that's why so many of our seeds germinate, as well as they grow faster. So this is kind of where it all starts. So now we're here in the workshop with some of the results of that garden you just saw. Here's the Sweet William that we saw out there in the back garden that wintered over beautifully. This was spring planted. This is a new grass called Highlander that we're growing. And then down here we have some cosmos, which are always just a nice touch. Some of those beautiful snapdragons, which are just so beautiful and luscious. And this is kind of a mixed bucket of things that are just starting. It has some of that. Look at that Rebecca. That's called Double Daisy. It hadn't opened yet. This is our first few cuttings of that. This is Calendula, which is a fall planted first bloomer in our garden. Some larkspur back here. The bachelor buttons, which I was able to cut just a few yesterday. They're starting to rebloom. And so this is just kind of what a spring harvest here at the Gardener's Workshop looks like. And please come back and check us out and check our website for lots of other videos. And let us know if we can help you in any way, because we want you to grow great flowers too. Thanks.